A police officer in the Philippines has been arrested and charged with the double murder of a mother and her son following a dispute over noise. There's been outrage on social media since video emerged of the killing, showing the plainclothes policeman accompanied by his young daughter shooting the pair at point-blank range. Howard Johnson, our correspondent, is in Manila. Howard, it sounds on the face of it a very shocking case. What more do we know of the details of what happened?
Yeah, the video is too shocking to show, Ben, but I've seen it this morning, and in this video you see this argument with a neighbour of this police officer. There had been a dispute over a noisy firework that's used around this time of year in the Philippines to celebrate the Christmas holidays, and the argument grew quite heated. There was a lot of back-talking from the neighbours, and then suddenly the police corporal pulled out his gun and shot them at point blank. The daughter was watching at the same time. Then the police officer walked off, seemingly unfazed by what had happened. Now, this has caused a real outrage on social media, as you said in the introduction early this morning. This hashtag #StopTheKillingsPH, which is used by activists here to look at the wider impunity of police officers in the Philippines that they say has grown up from this drug war in the Philippines, this punitive policy of the government of Rodrigo Duterte, in which we've seen at least 8,000 people killed, according to the police. Human rights groups say that number could be more than 27,000, and that's created this situation where perhaps police feel emboldened to shoot first and ask questions later. That's what activists say. The government say this is an isolated case. This has nothing to do with impunity in the country, and they say that this policeman will face the full force of the law.
And with that in mind, Howard, what are the next steps? What happens from here?
Well, I think what happens next is he will obviously be prosecuted. It seems like they're going to push ahead with that case. And let's just look at this from the wider perspective. The last time we saw a furore like this was when 17-year-old Kian de los Santos was also caught on video being dragged by police officers, and he was eventually killed down an alleyway. It caused a massive stink here in the Philippines. And what's interesting here is this is another case where we see a killing captured on video. Lots of these activists are saying, well, this is connected to President Duterte's punitive policy. Just at the beginning of the month, he was talking about tackling drug addicts. He said, you should go first because you might be shot. Shoot him first because he will really draw his gun on you and you will die. For me, I don't care about human rights. I will assume full legal responsibility. I will face those human rights critics. And let's not forget also, at the same time, just a couple of weeks ago, the International Criminal Court have said that they have found reasonable basis that crimes against humanity have been committed here in the Philippines. And in the next 6 months, they will say whether they will begin a full investigation into those allegations.
Howard, for the moment, many thanks. Howard Johnson there in the Philippines.